As we get older, life naturally leads us toward reflection and introspection. The loud, chaotic energy of youth gradually quiets, leaving us with a clearer sense of what truly matters. The value of peace becomes increasingly evident, and we begin to recognize that our time, health, and joy are more precious than ever. The years ahead are meant to be spent with purpose, dignity, and grace. In this phase of life, we're more discerning about where to invest our energy, and rightly so. It's essential to surround ourselves with those who nourish our well-being, and to distance ourselves from those who drain or disrupt our peace. Relationships can either lift us up or weigh us down. Some people bring love, light, and support, while others serve as anchors, preventing us from moving forward. The key to preserving our peace is making thoughtful, even quiet decisions about the people we allow into our lives. This isn't about harboring anger or resentment. It's about protecting our mental and emotional health. It's about choosing wisely who we spend time with as we step into the later chapters of life. Here are 5 types of people to consider letting go of as you navigate this next phase of your journey. The first type to quietly step away from is the perpetually negative person. Over the years, we've gained a deeper perspective on life. We've faced challenges, celebrated victories, and learned to cherish life's simple, beautiful moments. We've come to understand that, despite life's ups and downs, there is always beauty and goodness to be found. But there are those who seem unable to see the positive, who live in a state of perpetual negativity. These individuals dwell on what's wrong and drag others into their dark view of the world. The presence of a negative person can be more harmful than it seems. Their negativity doesn't just affect their own outlook, it infects the environment around them. Every room they enter, every conversation they join, they shift the energy, casting a shadow over what could otherwise be uplifting. Over time, their cynicism can seep into your thoughts, making you question your own joy or the potential for good in life. Eventually, this constant exposure wears down even the strongest spirits. What makes these individuals difficult to let go of is that their negativity often disguises itself as realism. They claim they're just being honest, that they're not being negative but merely pointing out the facts. But there's a vast difference between realism, which allows for hope and growth, and pessimism, which shuts down possibilities before they even begin. As you enter the later years of your life, you may ask yourself if you really have time for this kind of energy. You've already spent decades overcoming struggles and seeking out happiness. Now is the time to focus on peace and positive energy. Removing negative people from your life doesn't require confrontation or drama. It's often the quiet acts of self-preservation that are most powerful. Simply allowing the relationship to fade, gently redirecting your energy toward those who lift you up, is often the most effective solution. By doing this, you create space for positivity and joy in your life, and perhaps even provide the other person with the opportunity to reflect and shift their own outlook. Another type of person to consider distancing yourself from is the exploiter of kindness. Kindness is one of life's most beautiful qualities, a reflection of the heart's generosity and compassion. Over the years, you've likely offered your kindness freely, without expecting anything in return. It's a gift you've shared with friends, family, and strangers alike. But not everyone values kindness in the same way. Some see it as a resource to be used rather than a treasure to be cherished. At first, these people may seem like they genuinely need help. They lean on you for advice, support, or just a listening ear. You, being a naturally kind person, offer assistance without hesitation. But over time, a pattern begins to emerge. They take more than they give. They rarely show gratitude, and when you're in need, they're mysteriously absent. The imbalance between giving and receiving begins to feel like a drain on your resources, time, energy, and emotional capacity. It's natural to feel conflicted about cutting off these people. Kindness is part of who you are, and the idea of withholding it can feel uncomfortable. But the truth is, kindness without boundaries can lead to self-neglect. You deserve relationships where kindness is reciprocated, where the love you give is returned in some form. Recognizing that some people exploit your kindness isn't cruel. It's a necessary step toward protecting your emotional health. By stepping away from those who take without giving back, you create space for more balanced and mutually supportive relationships. Disrespect is another type of energy you don't need in your life. As we get older, we develop a deep understanding of the importance of respect. We've earned the right to be valued for who we are and the experiences we've lived through. Respect isn't just about being polite. It's about acknowledging someone's worth, recognizing their boundaries, and listening to their voice. Over the years, you've likely encountered people who fail to show respect, who treat you as though your years of experience mean nothing. Disrespect can be subtle. It might not always come in the form of loud arguments or overtly hurtful words. Sometimes it's in the dismissive tone, the ignored opinions, or the patronizing attitudes. Over time, these small acts of disrespect can erode your sense of self-worth and leave you questioning whether the person values you at all. No one has the right to make you feel small or unimportant. You deserve to be treated with the same respect that you show others, and if someone fails to offer you that respect, it may be time to reevaluate the relationship and let it go. In conclusion, as you move into the later years of your life, it's essential to prioritize your peace and well-being. This means making conscious decisions about the people you allow into your life. Let go of those who drain your energy, exploit your kindness, or treat you with disrespect. By doing so, you free up space for relationships that are nurturing, uplifting, and mutually fulfilling. Protect your peace, your energy, and your joy, and choose to surround yourself with people who truly value and support you. There comes a moment in life when you realize that how others treat you is more about them than it is about you. Their inability to honor your worth reveals their own struggles, insecurities, or simply a lack of awareness of how to value others. The hardest part of facing disrespect is figuring out how to handle it. Most of us instinctively want to explain ourselves, to prove our value, thinking that if we just say the right thing, others will finally understand who we truly are. But here's the difficult truth. Respect is not something that can be earned by convincing others or making an effort. It either exists or it doesn't. And if it's missing, no amount of persuasion will make it appear. At this point in life, your energy is too precious to waste trying to win the respect of someone who doesn't recognize your worth. Letting go of disrespect isn't about anger or seeking revenge. It's about quietly stepping away to protect your inner peace. You don't owe anyone an explanation for choosing to prioritize yourself. You don't need to justify why you deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. Walking away from disrespectful people doesn't make you cold or unkind. It makes you wise. It shows that you understand the value of your time, energy, and heart. When you remove yourself from situations where disrespect thrives, something powerful occurs. You open up space for relationships that nourish you. You find people who see your worth without needing to be convinced, who honor your boundaries, listen with care, and treat you with the dignity you deserve. Perhaps the most profound gift in all of this is what you give to yourself when you refuse to tolerate disrespect. A reminder of your own value. You reinforce your self-worth, acknowledging that you are not defined by how others treat you, but by how you choose to treat yourself. As you move through life, your peace and well-being become non-negotiable. Life is too short to spend it with people who diminish your light. Walk away gracefully. Let their voices fade as you move toward relationships and experiences that reflect the respect you have for yourself. You've earned it. You deserve it. And it's never too late to claim it. Quietly, powerfully, and with unwavering dignity. Energy becomes one of your most valuable assets as you grow older. You begin to recognize how fleeting it is, how easily it can be drained, and how hard it is to restore. Every ounce of energy now feels precious because it's tied to the things and people you love. the passions that bring you joy, and the moments that give you peace. But not everyone values your energy in the same way you do. Some people are energy vampires, those who take more than they give and leave you feeling depleted, unbalanced, and exhausted. Energy vampires often don't announce themselves with dramatic behavior. They come disguised as people who simply need a little help, or who are going through a tough time. It's natural to want to be there for them, to listen and offer support. But a relationship with an energy vampire isn't a temporary challenge. It's an ongoing drain. Their problems become yours. Their chaos disrupts your peace, and their needs seem to overshadow your own. At first, you might not realize what's happening. You're a caring person. Helping others is part of who you are. But over time, you start to notice the toll it takes on you. You might feel a sense of dread when you see their name or feel exhausted after talking with them, not because the conversation was meaningful, but because it left you empty. That's the hallmark of an energy vampire. Their presence leaves you burdened. What makes it even harder is the guilt. You wonder, what if they really need me? What if no one else is there for them? The truth, however, is that energy vampires don't want solutions. They thrive on attention, on having someone absorb their negativity, validate their constant complaints, and listen endlessly to their problems. If you let them, they will take as much as you are willing to give without ever considering how it affects you. This isn't to say you should stop caring about others. Compassion is important, and there will always be times when someone truly needs your help. But there's a difference between helping someone who is genuinely struggling and being an emotional reservoir for someone who refuses to take responsibility for their own life. Healthy relationships are built on mutual care, respect, and balance. When that balance is missing, it becomes less of a relationship and more of a one-sided transaction where you bear the cost. So, what can you do? It starts with setting boundaries. Boundaries aren't about being unkind. They're about protecting what matters most. It may mean saying no to a phone call when you're not emotionally available, steering the conversation away when it becomes another venting session, or even stepping back from the relationship entirely. This decision isn't easy, especially if the energy vampire is someone close to you. But remember, you can't pour from an empty cup. You can't be your best self, loving, kind, patient, if you're constantly running on empty. By protecting your energy, you're not just taking care of yourself. You're ensuring that the love and care you do offer come from a place of fullness, not exhaustion. When you step away from energy vampires, something incredible happens. You feel lighter, as though a weight you didn't realize you were carrying has been lifted. Your mind clears, your emotions stabilize, and your capacity for joy expands. You find yourself with more time and energy for the things and people that truly matter. And most importantly, you rediscover the power of your own presence. Your energy is a gift, the fuel for everything you do, from small moments of joy to large acts of love and connection. Protect it fiercely, share it wisely, and never feel guilty for stepping away from someone who doesn't recognize its value. In this stage of life, peace and balance are no longer luxuries, they are necessities. By letting go of the energy vampires, you create room for a life filled with serenity, fulfillment, and meaning, the kind you've always deserved. Friendships, especially in later life, should feel like a sanctuary, safe, supportive, and filled with joy. After navigating life's challenges, your relationships should be sources of comfort, not competition. Yet even in these years, there may be individuals in your circle who see your successes not as reasons to celebrate, but as threats to outdo. These are the competitors, and their quiet rivalry can transform even the closest friendships into subtle battlegrounds. The competitor often hides behind a smile, nodding when you share good news, but their response may not match their outward demeanor. Instead of celebrating your achievements, they might redirect the conversation to their own, subtly trying to one-up you. This dynamic can start to wear you down. You might even begin to downplay your successes to avoid the discomfort of their comparison. The truth is, no real friendship should make you feel this way. Competitors often come from a place of insecurity, unable to see your success without measuring it against their own. Their struggle isn't about you, it's about their own inner fears and doubts. Life has a way of bringing us moments of happiness, but it can also introduce challenges that weaken the relationships we hold dear. Over time, subtle shifts in behavior can erode the trust and ease that should define true friendships. Relationships are meant to elevate us, to remind us of our value during difficult times, and to celebrate our triumphs when life is going well. When you're constantly dealing with the jealousy or competition of someone close to you, the bond becomes strained, and over time, you may even start questioning your own worth. Instead of pride, doubt starts creeping in where it should never exist. You shouldn't have to carry the burden of someone else's insecurities, nor should you downplay your own accomplishments just to make them feel better. Real friends will celebrate your victories with you, not view them as threats. They'll remind you that there's room for everyone to shine. Life isn't a race, it's a shared journey, one built on love, encouragement, and mutual support. So, how do you handle the person who competes with you instead of cheering you on? The answer isn't about confronting them or accusing them of anything. It's about quietly making decisions for yourself. You don't need to announce your feelings or justify your choices. Let the relationship fade naturally, creating space for connections that bring you joy and respect. When you let go of the competitor, you're not just distancing yourself from their behavior. You're reclaiming the right to live your life fully, without hesitation or doubt. You're choosing to surround yourself with people who will celebrate your wins instead of measuring them against their own. As you make that shift, something beautiful happens. Your circle becomes smaller, but it also becomes richer. Those who remain are the ones who see you for who you truly are, value you, and celebrate your journey just as you do theirs. Every success, big or small, deserves to be celebrated without any reservations. You've worked hard, loved deeply, and lived fully, and each milestone is worth recognizing. By letting go of the competitor, you affirm your worth and create space for the relationships that will inspire and uplift you. Letting go isn't about bitterness or rejection, it's a gift, an act of grace for both you and them. It's a quiet declaration that you're choosing peace over rivalry, connection over comparison, and authenticity over pretense. Life is too short to waste on silent battles. Instead, surround yourself with those who remind you of the joy that comes from sharing your successes, not competing for them. Celebrate freely, live fully, and let your light shine without fear. You've earned that freedom, and you deserve the happiness it brings. As we grow older, we learn to cherish peace in ways we never did before. It's not simply the absence of conflict. It's the presence of harmony, a steady alignment with who we are and what matters most. Life teaches us that peace isn't something handed to us by others. It's something we must create and protect within ourselves. Peace is the result of living with intention, the reward of years spent learning lessons and overcoming challenges. But peace is fragile. It can be disrupted by chaos, unnecessary drama, or the weight of others' expectations and negativity. The older we get, the clearer it becomes just how precious our time and energy are. The days ahead are finite, and every moment spent in turmoil takes away from moments of joy, rest, and connection. At a certain point in life, choosing peace is no longer a luxury. It becomes a necessity. The freedom that peace brings begins with releasing people, situations, and patterns that no longer serve you. Letting go isn't driven by anger or resentment. It's an act of wisdom and self-preservation. Some people are only meant to be a part of your life for a season. When their presence starts weighing you down rather than lifting you up, it's time to release them. Letting go doesn't erase the kindness or love you've shared. It honors the person you're becoming. When you let go, you make room for what truly matters. relationships that nourish your spirit and bring clarity to your life. In peace, you rediscover the joy of simplicity, the quiet pleasure of a good conversation, the laughter of those you love, the beauty of a sunset. These moments become more vivid and meaningful, no longer overshadowed by unnecessary noise. You learn to savor life's little joys, finding gratitude in the present moment. Embracing peace isn't about perfection or always having it all figured out. It's about creating a life where the things that matter most are given the space they deserve to thrive. It's about walking forward with courage, letting go of what no longer serves you, and trusting that the road ahead is filled with possibility. By choosing peace, you choose freedom. The freedom to live fully, to love deeply, and to experience life without unnecessary burdens. In that freedom, you discover not just the life you've earned, but the life you've always deserved. Your golden years are meant for reflection, growth, and living intentionally. Cutting ties with certain people isn't a sign of not caring. It's a decision to care more about yourself. It's a choice rooted in wisdom, self-respect, and a commitment to living fully. Let go of what doesn't serve you and embrace the peace you've worked so hard to achieve. The path ahead is yours to shape, and with the right people by your side, or even in the quiet strength of your own company, you can live your life with grace and fulfillment. Remember, these lessons are meant to inspire you to live authentically and with intention. Take a moment to reflect on what you've learned and share it with others. Let's support each other in this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Thank you for watching. Here's to living life on your own terms, surrounded by peace, joy, and the freedom to be your true self.